Hello everyone, we're starting on those mixed media canvases for the girls. Our first layer for these blank canvases is going to be gelatos. So Sierra selected her colors over here. She's using, we're working on the floor because that's just easier with them. I have these tubes from Close to My Heart, and so they have those filled with water. And so those are Sierra's colors that she's going to use. And then Avery has chosen those colored gelatos down there. And so what they're going to do is they're going to scribble these colors on their canvases, and then they'll apply the water, and it'll look like something like this for their very first layer. It's just to kind of get a color scheme going. So I'm working on a tiny canvas just to kind of mentor them and show them how to do theirs. And now they're going to start doing their colors. Okay, so here's Sierra's canvas, and then here's Avery's canvas. Now they're going to take their water and start spreading their gelato colors. Go ahead. Yep. Nice and light. So here is Sierra's for the most part. I know the lighting is a little hard to catch it because it's pastel, but it does look really good. And here Avery's is more vibrant, just like her room colors are. And she chose to do more color blocking on hers. And now we'll start layering with the molding paste. So now what the girls are doing is they are using some golden matte medium, and they're taking some white tissue paper that they've crumpled up and also some dictionary paper, and they are layering it onto their canvases. So they're putting it on the back, and then they're flipping it over and putting it on the front and gluing the pieces down to have some extra texture. And they don't have to worry about the color disappearing, because if the color starts disappearing a little bit, they can always go back in with those Faber-Castell gelatos and add the color back to those pieces of paper as well. So the next step that they're working on now is using the molding paste along with some templates, and in the end they can put random designs on their canvases. This one is mine. So these are Crafters Workshops templates. So I used an arrow one here. I used one that's kind of like chicken wire and hexagons here. And then I used another one that has like some chunky arrows here. And you'll see when I take it to the side, it adds just that little extra dimension of texture to the canvas. So I'm going to let mine sit and dry. Now I did do one spritz of the Primrose Heidi Swap Color Shine right here, and I used the Heidi Swap Color Shine Amethyst one spritz right here in this corner over that book page to kind of blend it in just a little bit better. So that is the background so far for my canvas. So here is Avery's canvas. She used some of those Crafters Workshop templates. She put a little clock in the center here. Hopefully we don't end up covering it with her big other items that we're supposed to be putting on it. Maybe she'll have to move that clock somewhere else. But then she also has some stars down here and some more triangles. So that's hers. And then we'll pan over here to Sierra's. And she again has those triangles in a couple of spots. She chose circles for hers, and she added a lot of depth to her molding paste, so she's going to have nice texture on her canvas as well. And then she also made these arrows just kind of point into each other, kind of. So the girls just finished using Color Shine on their canvases. There's Avery's down there. You can see the Heidi Swap color shines over here on the floor, and then there's Sierra's over there. So we're letting those dry. Mine has dried already, so I'll show you what I did for the next step. I took, now that the color shines are all dried, I took some Stays On ink with some rubber stamps, and I didn't put the rubber stamps on a acrylic block. Instead, I just used my hand and I roll stamped them onto the canvas so that it's not a perfect imprint, but that you just kind of get these loose print jobs in and out just like this. So it's nothing set in stone, but just some random stamping, and then it stays really well. That Stays On ink works fine on the molding paste and on top of all this texture. So that's the next layer that they'll be adding with some stamps, and then we'll start working on the letters, wording, and object for the canvases. So a few of the images that I downloaded from the Silhouette online store is this one called Animal Owl 4. This matches really well with the owl that we bought for Avery's room. So I've opened up this file, and let me show you what that one looks like. Here I've actually colored it in. If I just add it to the screen, let me try to move. So when you originally add it to your page, it just looks like this. It's just all cut out lines. And for the one that I'm making, I went ahead and ungrouped everything and then individually went in and filled each shape with the color that I wanted to fill it with. So I ungrouped all of that and filled those. Now the ones that we're going to use on Avery's canvas, I actually need her owl to be, excuse me, quite a bit larger. So hers we're actually going to do on a 12 by 12, and it may be several pages because I really want to expand the body of the owl to be about 12 inches tall. So we may have to place all of these items in other areas. Now, just to make sure whenever you're doing so, you'll want to make sure that you scale all of the items together if that's what you decide to do. Otherwise, your wings or your feet or something will be out of proportion and won't fit well. So when you scale it, just make sure to scale everything together, and then you can always divide it out later and put objects on different pages if you need to. But for the small canvas that I'm making to give as a gift to a person here on YouTube, I am just using an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper since the canvas is so small. The canvas is only an 8 by 10. So this little owl here will fit perfectly, and I went ahead and colored it ahead of time, even though I'm going to be layering on top of this as well. So this is going to be a print and cut, so that's why I've put my registration marks here. First I'll print it and then I'll cut it. The other thing we're going to do is cut out some flowers. So these are going to be rolled roses, and these are going to be some dimensional flowers, as well as this page here, so that we can add some layers to those canvases. Now, just to let you know what those flowers look like, this is the one with the petals. So it's really pretty. It's called 3D Rose Petals Strip. So that's the one that's right here. That's the rose petals strips. And what I've done is they come in groups of 2, and you can use 2 of them together, like one as a center and one for the outer, or you can even scale them larger. So like this set right here is the original size. This I scaled larger, and I made various sizes so that I can have different size roses. Now the last flower is this one right here called 3D Paper Rose. And so that's a rolled rose, and that one is done pretty tightly. So that example can be found right here. I'll probably do mine more loosely so that we can put pearls in the middle of those on top of the canvas. These we're going to cut out of white paper, and then we're going to color them with Heidi Swap Color Shine, or we might use some Lindy Stamp Gang Magical Micas that we put into spray bottles to color those up. So that's the additional items that we're going to add to these canvases. Okay, so here is the mixed media canvas. I think I'm done with it. I'll see how I like it in the morning. I'll take better pictures in the morning because a lot of this isn't dried yet, so it still has splotches of white, but all of that will dry clear by the morning. My hands are a mixed media mess now, but this was really fun to literally take a blank canvas and work with it from the ground up and just keep layering and layering. So this was my experimental canvas for what we're going to do on a larger scale for my daughter's bedroom. But I know the perfect person to mail this to. So this will be going out in the mail, and hopefully tomorrow I can get some more pictures. So just real quickly, the background was used with Faber-Castell gelatos. That's what gives it all the colors. The next layer was the paper done with the matte medium. Next was the paste, the molding paste by Golden, and I used Crafters Workshop templates. This is some chipboard, and they were actually a different color, so I painted them to match the colors of the room. Since I know who I'm sending this to is trying to implement more colors other than pink into her room. So hopefully this helps her tie in those turquoise and teal colors along with some purples and blues. I just wanted these flowers to be really organic and free, so I just loosely rolled those roses, and I just added some big brads that I have from Recollections at Michael's, and then I just put some big shiny pearls in the middle of those roses, and I added some liquid pearls there too to give it some more shine. All of these wings are done with book pages. Most of the spraying I used Heidi Swap Color Shine on everything. Let me see, even these feathers here, I did use, even though they look a little brownish, that was the Amethyst Color Shine that I used on those book pages there. And then I used the, I think it was turquoise on this one. And up here on the head and the eyes, I used cherry. So I really like how it came out, and I hope she likes it for her room. Thanks for watching.